Luxe is basically the best way to park. So no longer do you have to circle around the block looking for parking. You select the destination that you want using our app, and then we will deploy one of our valets to come meet you, greet you, take your car, park it at one of our safe and secured lots. And then when you want your car back, it doesn't have to be in the same location. Just use the app again, select the destination, and we'll deliver the car back to you.
And you have hundreds of contract employees that you are now talking about turning into, or contractors who you're now talking about converting into full-time employees with benefits. Why'd you do this?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we are a people business to some extent, right? The valets are effectively the main people that are interacting with our customers. And if you care about the customer experience, you want the best trained valets, you want the most coverage. And under the 1099 contractor model that we had prior to our conversion, it was just really difficult for us to train train valets and do all the things that we needed them to do to provide this great user experience.
Were you having trouble getting employees to show up or getting contractors to show up when you needed them to? Because part of the advantage of the gig economy has been that people get to set their own schedules on when they want to work.
Yeah, I mean, I think it works well for companies like Uber where they have a ton of supply of drivers. I think for us, I think we're still kind of in the earlier stages of our business. And so there are certain hours of the day that, we didn't have the best coverage, and that kind of degraded the customer experience. And so with this allows us to have that deep coverage that we need.
How much more will this cost you?
We've done our own analysis. It's not a number that we share, but it's less than, I think, what the pundits say. And that's only because I think when you think about the conversion, the work-related expenses is really what gets some of these companies in hot water, right? It's really expensive to reimburse cars and reimburse gas and things like that. But for us, there's not a lot of those kind of work-related expenses. So it's definitely smaller than, I'd say, most of these other on-demand businesses.
As somebody who's started a startup, and obviously you're in a different situation than Uber and Lyft, as you just pointed out, what do you think about the gig economy, though? Do you think it's here to stay? And what do you think about some of the political pressures? Well, Hillary Clinton recently saying that while it's good and it's helping innovation, she worries about what this means for a full-time job for people down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a balancing act, and I think there's no kind of right side. I think when I think about the on-demand economy, it's definitely here to stay. I think as it relates to companies like Uber, the flexibility of being able to log on and log off whenever you want is a clear advantage. Actually, coming into this studio, I made it a point to take an Uber, and I was talking to the driver, and he's like, there's no way that I want to be an employee, because he gets to log on whenever he wants. And, I think there's a stat that also is out there that basically says that 80% of Uber drivers work less than 15 hours a week. And so they do have other jobs that provide benefits for them, like healthcare, that covers them. So they're not that concerned about, as concerned, I would say, as I think a lot of the politicians are making it out to seem.